Hi guys, and welcome to Angling For You. Today you join me at Aqua Fishery, and you know what, we're going to do a little bit of an evening session. So we're going to fish a few different methods for you today, and hopefully we'll have a few fish. And as you can probably imagine, we've started off shallow, and that's usually this time of day. There's a lot of fish on the surface. It gives you a good chance to potentially pick up the odd mugger. And in fact, just before we had the camera on, unfortunately, I had one around £6 mugged off the top just by pure chance. You know, it's a good time of day, sort of 4 o'clock. Sometimes it can be like when you've come back from work, and just allow you to come. And most people have either thrown bait in or they've disappeared. And you know, it's a good chance to try a few things out. It's a nice little dark fish, put him back in. And today what it's about is just doing a few different methods and seeing what we can eke out. So like I said, we're starting off shallow. I've got a lovely light rig on today. It's an 013 to an 012 bottom of Progen Genpro line, down to a 16s KKMB, and a little micro band, and we've got some 4mm, and that's a Drennan crystal dibber. Now the elastic I've got on this one is the MIDI reactor core, and it is really light actually. It's like a 6 to 8 orange, and it's for me it's perfect for on here. It took some getting in that 6 pounder, just because of obviously how light it is and how short the line is. Sorry, it's a bit difficult fiddly to get these on because I've put my baiting tool in the corner and I've got super wet hands. But it is a light elastic, but for me it's not a snaggy venue. There's plenty of space. There's not really anything that the fish can get on, so to be honest, you know, that's what I use a lot of the time. If I'm going to do a little bit of margin fishing later on, we might go a little bit heavier. Nothing too crazy. I've got the Max 18 Ultra Control kits, which are really nice power kits. Take up to 18 elastic, not too heavy, but you know, I don't fish that heavy, to be honest, and it's just a lovely kit. And obviously this is coupled up now with the new pole, which is the XZ65, and I'm absolutely loving it. I've been fishing earlier on at 16 meters catching out there, and it's just a lovely bit of kit. And just keep your eyes out for the unboxing review video. I'm just waiting to get the pole nose bungs in first, and then we will do a proper unboxing and talk about the kit that comes with it. So as always with shallow fishing, little and often. We don't want to overfeed them so that they go too deep. We want them up in the water, so we're just doing that little trickle in every couple of seconds, in between just flicking over the rig. And it's quite a short lash today. It's keeping that rig nice and straight, and that you're in contact with it all the time, which is important. You want it to act almost as a bolt rig, where you're effectively just there taking it and the hook in herself. Occasionally you'll have to strike, but it's a deadly method, and one that hopefully is going to have us a few fish today. Just that little bit of breeze pickup though, which is making it a bit difficult to throw out the pellets, which is a bit of a nightmare once you start filming. It's always typical. Once you start to film, then there we go, and get a bit more out there. And you can see that super light elastic. I didn't even strike then, and it's away with it. And you may wonder a few things. You can see that I've got a little piece of elastic here, and we've got one just a little bit further up the pole. Now what that top one is to hook the hook on when you've got your kits down to your side, when you've got a few kits set up, and the one at the bottom is when you fold over the top kit, the tip will stay nice and together when you put it together at the side, which is just, for me, just keeps everything nice and safe. It's a nice little carp, and just remember to keep feeding. I can see them swirling over where that area is, so it's just good to keep that feed going in. Messing about with the net. There we go. So, like I say, it's on a small fish, but you've got to remember the elastic that we're using is only small also. So it there we go, head up and he's in the net. We're using it's not a bad fish actually. We're using the new landing net handle as well today. So if it hasn't been out already, we've got the Horizon Matrix landing net handle. Let's take that one out. Don't know if he's going to play a ball there, but a little bit bigger stamp. No, he's not playing ball. We'll put him back in. He's not an happy chappy. And we'll just keep that feed going in between, and just dry your hands a little bit better if you've got a banding tool. When you've got these 4mm pellets, it does help, because they are quite small and can be a little fiddly, as light as this, and the odd fish that we catch today will also be a little bit like that as well. But all in all, it's not too much of a problem. But you do need to toughen it up if you are fishing at Bennett's. You still can get away with a light rig. They do like a light rig, but you do, under there now, you do need to have a stronger elastic. Maybe sort of 10 to 12 even on sometimes, and sometimes of the year. And all the time we're just still looking at how to put that feed out there and keep them fish queuing up and fighting for the bait, ready for next time that they come round. That's a lovely little ghostie. A beautiful little ghostie, that one. Lovely fish. Lovely little ghostie. I think he's going to stay still. But lovely little tiny ghost carp. Beautiful fish. And lots of fun when you're starting to bag on a few of them. But other important things to mention is when you're doing any sort of speed fishing, or fishing where you're in and out quite a lot, making sure that you've got everything to hand. And I do mention this often, and I know I say it quite often, but just to keep making sure that your rollers are in the right place, your net's in the right place, your bait's right next to your hand. It can be just really, really full on when they're here, and you just want to be making the most of every time it goes in. Straight away. Definitely a few fish there now waiting for that feed. ghost. Got a little bit of ghosty in him, that one. Beautiful little fish. And even left my pellet on, which is always a good thing. Back out we go. And I tell you, it is an unbelievable joy to fish this pole. It is so light and so stiff. It's just madness. And even just fishing earlier on at 60 metre, which we'll see on the unboxing review, it's just amazing. It's just so good. Boom shakalaka, they're just there now. And you see what it's like, that you just keep that consistency, keep that bait going in, and when you get them there, they're there, aren't they? And that's what it's all about. Smacked my finger there with a bead, that felt fantastic. Ooh, it's a fantail. Is it a fantail? I thought it might be, I can't tell. No, it's not, it's a little F1. Oh, it is a fantail. Right guys, if you've never seen a fantail before, this is not a super long fantail, but you can see there that it has got that longer fantail, the longer fins. Beautiful looking little fish. And it's, for me, it's just give them a little bit of respect to small fish. You could drop them back in, but you know, it's trauma enough getting hooked. It's nice to just, oh, it's fizzing now. It's absolutely fizzing is that peg. Absolutely fizzing the peg now. Crazy. Can see fish underneath the surface going for this bait. There we go again. I can see him coming in and out of the peg for that bait. It's absolutely solid now. And it's so nice sometimes to, and I know rustic sometimes gets a bad rap and things like that, but if you come at like 4 o'clock when everybody's gone home or not, Muppets are not here, you know, you can just chill out, sit in nice surroundings, have a pint, you know, and just catch fish. Test a few things out you want to test, rigs, sort of feeding patterns, all sorts of stuff like that. And you know, you just bagging up on fish that, you know, between £1 up to £3. You can catch bigger fish. Like I said, I had one today about £6, £7, something like that, mugged. But there is bigger fish in here. You can go up into double figures, and you know, we might encounter something a little bit bigger when we go down the edge. But who knows? Who knows? Another fish. This one's not happy about being hooked at all. It's like I said, sometimes you might get a slightly bigger fish that sort of swims in, but it's super light elastic on them. This, so it's always good to just let it have a little run round, keep it out the peg, keep that feed going in. And then once it's had a run round and tired itself out outside your peg, then we can bring it back. Just come up for a gasper there, so just make sure you never point the top kit. You see I've got that angled downwards still, even though it's slightly straight onto me, and that's just allowing me to then not have my top kit pulled off. Nice and steady strokes, the elastic pointing the tip down, nice and steady. We've put a few goes on it, now just get a bit of feed in there. Important to keep that going in. And I don't think it's anything stupid, but like when you're fishing with a 6 elastic on, even something that's 2 or 3 pounds is going to give you the run around. For me, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. When you're pleasure fishing, you don't need to be ragging them in. A couple of pound. Nice little mirror. Probably closer to £3 actually. Just in the side of the mouth, I'll give this one a little lift up if he'll play a ball, which is not looking promising. So there we go. Nice little fish. So let's get down. We'll get this one back, get the method change, and maybe look down the edge either side. I don't know, maybe short, even short, and see if we can have some more fish and show you something a little bit different. Just wipe off the old hands and get him back in. Get that rig in place. And straight away, is this one going to stay hooked? This may be foul hooked as well. It's going off. It's not very happy about it. But straight away they're on the bait, and it feels like it could potentially be foul hook, this, and the way it's going round. There's just so many fish in the peg. Sometimes this can be a little bit of an issue, but we'll continue. It's definitely foul hooked. This, the way it's swimming, to me says it's foul hooked. It's not a big fish. And the good thing is we can lean on it a little bit because we've got 0.16 straight through to a size 12 hook. So if it does come off, I'm just holding it nice and low. If not, we'll get it in. But it's definitely the way it's fighting says to me that it's foul hooked. Yeah, just under the belly. Get him in the net. Sometimes this can be a little bit of an issue when you've got a lot of fish in one place. It's a lovely looking fish though. Beautiful looking fish if he'll stay still. Lovely little fat small one. About 2.5 pounds, something like that. Let's get him back in. Get back out there and hopefully we can try and get it to the bottom without foul looking anything. I'm going to feed less of pellet. In fact, I'm not going to feed straight away actually. I'm just going to try and keep the paste going in, and then if it slows down and I feel we need some pellets, then I'll put some pellets in, but just to try and cut down on the liners, and hopefully they'll follow the bait down and hook that, rather than getting it caught on the fins or the belly or anything like that. And it's always a favourite for this time. If you've not got chance to watch my little knock-up video I did about my win on beaches the other day, then definitely give that a go. And you can see that video where we caught them on paste and did just over £110, I think about £112 in about 3.5 hours. It's frustrating though that we're getting the foul hookers. It might be that I'll go slightly further to try and get it to settle or slightly in front of where we've put the initial feed in. I'm trying to wait for that flying bite, but the bites just go rocketing under straight away, so it's hard to distinguish a foul hook bite when they just absolutely hit the deck. That looked like a proper bite. So that looked like a proper bite. It's lovely, this Reactor Core elastic. Just nice and plodder, this one. I don't think it's a big fish. It's nice and steady, and I really do like, this is actually a lovely elastic for paste. Just nice and supple, but when I was putting some pull on the kit, it actually does tighten up really well. Got Glynn bagging at the side of me as well. And people saying about it being a silvers pole as well, this pole, it's getting its test here. They're definitely pulling back, that is for sure. It feels just as strong as what they said it did. And this is where you just like nice and low, keep it low. If it wants to go, we're just gonna have to just let the thumb up, and then just when it comes back, strip it back. Just trying to go to Glynn's peg. It's a lovely fish, Glynn. Oh, Glynn's got a lovely fish around £7 or £8 next door. Lovely fish. Oh, this one don't look too bad either. Definitely putting up a fight. It's trying to desperately get under this bush. Can't really do anything about that, boys. Gonna have to let it go through that, and hopefully it comes out the other side. Can't really do anything about it. Trying to go through Glynn's peg. He's dead set and going in this bush. Doesn't look like a bad fish, to be honest, but that's just showing you that what people are saying about it being a silvers pole is absolute tosh, because I've had to properly lean on that to get it out of there, and it's a good fish as well. And it still wants to go back in that bush. And this is what we want on the paste, boys and girls. That's what we want. Here we go. This is what we want. A nice big pig on the paste. Now he wants to kick hell out of me. And he's hooked perfectly just inside the mouth. Get my finger in there, can just lift that hook out. Perfect. The question is he gonna play ball and let me pick him up? I don't think so, but we're still gonna try. That is a lovely fish. And there we go, guys. Evening sessions, underpaced, an absolute unit. Let's get him back in because he's going to kick. And get on to the next one. See these little dip bites? We don't want any bites like that. We want straight to the bottom of the ocean, hammered bite. None of these little tip tap bites. There we go. There she goes. That's what we want. If you notice, I give it a couple of seconds as well, because the fish all of them haven't been too massive. It just gives them a couple of more seconds to suck that whole big piece of paste in before I strike it. Nice little mirror. There we go, and he's in the net. Does he give me the hook? I think he has. Let's get him back in. See if we can have another. And it is pretty exciting fishing this, guys, like just fishing close quarters. Like, look at that. That were a bite. That were a proper bite. Alright, guys, a little one to finish the day. Let's get him in the net. Oh, it's a real little one, this one. So, a little one to finish the session. So, oh, a lovely little mirror. Beautiful little fish to finish the session. So, it's been good, as you would imagine. Afternoon sessions are always pretty decent, usually by most standards, and today's been no exception. It's been really good. We caught shallow. You didn't see, but I was filming for another feature earlier on at 16 metres, and then we've caught down the edge, and we've caught on paste as well. So brilliant. It's just tried to get everything in there to show you, and you know, it's just nice to be back out on the bank making some videos. So thank you very much. If you want to join us on the Facebook group at Angling For You, if you want to join us on the Instagram at angling_for_you and just put on your photos, if you could like, share and subscribe, and if you want to see any other content, just look through our playlist. There's absolutely loads on there. And until the next one, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and tight lines.